Good evening, thank you very much. Fuck, it's loud up here. It is loud. I'm not the headliner, I'm simply the last act because the headliner's fucked off. My name is Matt Roseblade. You've had a good evening to stand-up, haven't you? Yes, I'm not going to do stand-up because stand-up is not paying the bills. How much did you pay to get in here tonight? Fuck all!
Fuck all!
Fuck all! And how much goes to me? Fuck all. So I need to find another career. So I'm going to do what any new businessman is going to do. He gets a captive audience of pissed people and he throws an idea at them. Tonight we're going to do Dragon's Den. Are you familiar with Dragon's Den?
Yeah.
Yeah? And you're going to be the dragons. You comfortable with that? Yeah. And you're going to be nice. What the fuck was that, Matt? Matt just roared a minute, went like this. Roar. You're going to be dragons. You're not going to be whatever the fuck that was, dragon. You're not going to be that scary dragon. She had the plank across the top of her dress. Remember her linebacker dragon? Oh, couldn't be. And you're not going to be the one who turned out to be Pedo Dragon. They don't talk about Pedo Dragon anymore because it turned out he was a pedo. You're going to be nice dragons. You comfortable with that? Yeah, so I'm going to do the business pitch. Woo. Woo. And then you can ask me questions. Right? Comfortable with that? Yeah. Yeah, bitter experience has taught me that no fucker ever asks questions, so I've got some questions for you. Who wants a question? Hey.
Daddy!
Question over there.
Daddy?
Someone over there just called me daddy. I'm normally 150 quid down before that happens. Who wants a question?
I was just going to say, it was down over there and I repeated what they said.
I'm a man of the Lord!
Oh, okay. You're not getting a question. Right, so people who... 2 more questions.
I'll take a question.
Oh, well done, thank you very much. And I have the final question, question number 4. That's amazing, isn't it? Oh, well done, brilliant. Okay, let's begin, Dragon's Den. Who remembers the rock band The Who? Yes! The Who. They were the most rock and roll band of all time. Yeah. I'm just going to keep staring. Oh, it's quite sweet actually. But they call me Daddy. The Who were the Who invented the debauchery of rock and roll. They were the pioneers of it. They were the first band to throw televisions out hotel room windows. They were the first band to drive Rolls Royces into swimming pools. When the Who came to Bournemouth to film the Tommy, they burned down our fucking pier. That's how rock and roll they are. Now I told this story in Brighton and they'll go, no, well, our pier burned down. Fuck off, insurance scam. Ours was rock and roll awesome. And people sometimes say, well, Matt, Led Zeppelin were really rock and roll. Yeah, they were all right. They're a good band. But the most rock and roll debauched thing that Led Zeppelin ever did was cut up a dead fish and shove the bits up a naked a naked woman flange. I fucked it up, but that is what they did. And that is not rock and roll, that is at best a poor understanding of the etiquette of sushi. And the most rock and roll member of the Who, the bass player, John Entwistle. John Entwistle lived rock and roll. John Entwistle died rock and roll. John Entwistle died in a Las Vegas hotel room full of cocaine underneath a naked groupie. Way to go, John. Way to go. That's not going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to you. It's not going to happen to any of us. When death may seem a long way away, but it will happen and it will be in a hot day room, in a high-back chair, smelling of piss and desperation. listening to an overloud telly and waiting for the only two things that can save you from this, the only two things to look forward to, the merciful release of death, and when someone else wipes your ass. Because that's got to be worth getting old for. That's probably got to be the best thing ever, having somebody else wipe your ass. Just me? Okay. You are sitting, dying slowly and lonely in your high-backed chair, thinking, you know, I should have died like John Entwistle did. Why didn't I die like John Entwistle did? Why can't I die like John? Dragons, now you can. Dragons, let me introduce you to the country of Switzerland. Switzerland, where euthanasia is legal. Switzerland, where hard drugs can be obtained through a simple bribe. And Switzerland, where sex work is a dignified career. Call me Daddy again. Actually, don't. It's making me go quite soft. Dragons, my business, Entwistle Tours, will fly you, our client, on a one-way trip to Switzerland where you can live out every single one of your sexual fantasies before meeting your maker with a post-cum grin on your face. Entwistle Tours, we offer a range of options to our clients. We start at the ambassador class, where we are flown by private jet to a luxury alpine hotel, where a dozen of the world's finest courtesans and or gigolos will ply you with Krug champagne, the best caviar, the best drugs, will eke out, live out your every single sexual fantasy before luxuriously, but terminally, popping your cork. And at the other end of the market, we've got the economy package, where you get a couple of pints and a spliff before a bored streetwalker face sits you to death. We call that the Gosport model. And in between, we can offer you the ability to live out every single sexual fantasy that you have ever had. Every regret, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that, I wish I had met Japanese twins before I was so old, I just wanted them to teach me origami. Anything you want. We only have two rules. One, everybody involved is a consenting adult. And two, everyone involved is a human. That has cost us some business in Southampton. Dragons, I am after £100,000 for a 10% stake in the business, and in return, you get an opportunity to do a dry run of our services. It won't be dry, will it? Dragons, remember our mottos. Entwistle Tours, spunk away your kids' inheritance. Entwistle Tours, go out with a bang. Do I have any questions? Ideally, question one.
How will you market this?
How will we market this? This is a very good question. Our target audience are the over 55, so we go to places that they hang out in, like National Trust places, garden centres, Honda dealerships. And we've been lucky enough to get the faces of Entwistle Tours. We've got Matt Baker off Country Watch and Rachel Riley off Countdown. And I'm sure you both know that they were recently voted by Saga magazine as the celebs that most people would like some form of balls deep anal scenario with. We are also offering heavy discounts to the readers of the Daily Mail and the Daily Express. It is not good business, but anything that reduces the number of those pricks. Question two.
What happens if you don't die?
Matt, what happens if you don't die? Yes. The French have a phrase for the orgasm. They call the orgasm the petit mort. Yes, the little death. We have copyrighted the grand mort, the big death. And when you come, we shoot you in the head. Do I have a third question?
Matt, can we bring family members along?
Can you bring family members along to watch you getting fucked to death? You see, that's exactly what we thought. We thought that's really not cool, but we were wrong. Turns out that family members do want to come along just to wish their loved one goodbye. I mean, just recently we had a lovable granny and all her family were with her. And they hugged her and they kissed her and they said goodbye, and then when they'd gone, she dressed up as Little Red Riding Hood, took out her teeth and threw herself into a forest of cocks. Question 4. Where did that go? That was there. Hello.
Can you film it or take photos?
Can people film you being fucked to death? No. Our sex workers, they're professionals. They have to do a lot of debased and disgusting things in this job, and we want to preserve their dignity. So there is no filming. What we do offer is an A5 framed photograph of you to go on your coffin when you come home for your funeral. Because that would be weird, Akira. You have a nice picture on your coffin at your funeral, because we have found that your friends, your families, your colleagues, your loved ones, they will never ever forget you if the last thing they see is your cum face. So, dragons, who's in? It's probably only Matt, because he's the only one here with a decent job. And I took a piss out of his pathetic rule. It's all academic. I'm actually too old to run the business. I'm going to have to sell the whole thing, because I'm 56. And I'm too old for starting a new business. I started things late in life. I've got a 13-year-old son. You don't have to do the maths. I became a dad very late in life. It was for medical reasons. I needed the help of a lot of medical professionals to tell me to go around the front. So my son, 13, he came home from school and he was so excited. Dad! We had the best day at school, Dad! Dad! They gave us fruit! But it's alright, Dad, we didn't have to eat the fruit. We put lube on the fruit! Dad, it was sex education, we lubed up the fruit, it was brilliant, and when the fruit was all lubed up, Dad, we put condoms over the fruit. Oh, that's brilliant, Dad, it was the best day at school. I wish all days at school could be like this. And look, Dad, they gave us some lube. And they had this little tube of lube, like a little starter kit. Oh, yes, it was sweet. And Dad, they gave us some condoms. And here you go, Dad, you can use them on Mum. You could see he immediately realised that was a very bad idea, because he'd started to imagine being his mother and some fruit. And he ran off all traumatised, and I had to call back after. No, Theo, mate, come back. We're going to need the lube. No, I'm not going to need the lube. I'm 56, I'm genuinely too old for any of that shit anymore. At 50, I've gone from being the man who can get it up several times a night to being the man who gets up. So, at 56, it takes me 3 days of planning, 2 hours of waiting and a prescription just to get a spontaneous erection. I mean, I can still get it up, disgusting though that may be, it still comes up, but it doesn't stay up for long, then it goes down again, then it's up, then it's down again, then it's... Having a wank is like playing Splat the Rat. Gotta be honest, these days it's more like Strangle the Rat. The only good thing about being 56 is that I have 39 years of sexual experience, nearly 40 years of fucking practice. And that means that I can absolutely guarantee that my lover, she is going to get the very best night of uninterrupted sleep. Because there's fuck all happening down there anymore. The libido has left the building. I've transformed like Optimus past his prime. I have the mind of an in-betweener and the body of an in-decliner. And I've been obsessed about sex all my adult life. I needed a new obsession. So a mate of mine said, well, Matt, you should try golf. People get obsessed by golf. No, mate, wankers get obsessed by golf. But I could see what he was driving at. Yeah, he is a cheeky fucker, but there was another aspect to it. Yeah, I'm tall, I'm kind of slim, I've got my own teeth and hair. I normally dress better than this, I'm doing all right. A woman, out of desperation, could look at me and think, yeah, maybe I would fuck him. Could happen. More likely to happen to me than to you. But either way, it shouldn't happen because for the poor lady it would be a very disappointing experience and I need some sort of repellent. And that's where golf would be perfect because what could be more unfuckable than a man in golf clothes? And that is golf, really, isn't it? Bunch of bad just wankers in a field. I don't want to be a field wanker, hedgerow wanker, common or garden wanker. I want to be a special sort of wanker. So another mate said, well Matt, you're doing alright, why didn't you get a Porsche? Yes! Porsche wanker! Porsche wanker, the very pinnacle of wankery. That is a wanker's life for me. I want to be a Porsche wanker. And then he said, well Matt, of course, if you get a Porsche, you're going to get a girlfriend who's half your age. Ha! A girlfriend half my age. That is a fantastic opportunity for any young woman who wants to get a lot more sleep. Bournemouth, you're an intelligent audience, mostly. I am 56, a girlfriend half my age would be... 28. 28 is good. That is good. Because I asked this question in Ringwood the other day and the maths fucked them right up. You'd have thought that extra finger would have helped. Yeah, 28-year-old girlfriend. You know, that is not the scariest number of Porsche ownership. I'm a Porsche wanker, I worked the numbers. A Porsche 911, even a bottom of the range, brand new one, has running costs of £1.17 a mile. Every mile you drive in that sports car, looking like a Porsche wanker, £1.17 is spunked away forever. I drive 20,000 miles a year, that would be £23,450 just to drive around in a sports car like the ghost of a long dead libido. £23,450 is exactly the same amount of money as it costs to get 365 15-minute blow-and-go quickies off an independent sex worker of your choice, and have enough money to go to an independent butcher of your choice to ensure that every day of the year is steak and blowjob day. Yes! Hey! Steak and blowjob day every day of the year. Who would go for that then? Yeah. Fucking hell. Are you not getting that much sex? You think, oh, I don't know. Blowjob every day, Christ, how would I find the time? Sorry?
Too much steak.
Too much steak. Yeah, you're right, that fuck your digestion up. You've got to think of that when you're our age. I love my mate's firm belief that getting a sports car is going to guarantee sex with someone half his age. Now, you look like an audience that has seen a few things. I am prepared to bet that there is nobody in this room who has gone on a shit date with a shit person, but because they had a nice car, they fucked them. And if anybody does have that story, I mean, it is going to fuck up my timing, but I just want to hear some stories of car sluttery. They didn't have a car. Did you fuck them?
Yeah.
On the bus.
You are fabulous. You know, at my age, the only place we can get erections is on the bus. And now I've crossed the line into creepy, so I'm moving on.
Nearly 28, kind of.
I'm afraid it's all make-believe. I don't have a Porsche, but I am impotent. I can't tick any boxes anymore. I'm impotent, that's what it means. Someone just called your mum?
I didn't say mum, I said daddy.
Thank you. I'm still impotent.
It's okay, mine's dead, so
Counselling is Tuesday nights. Right. Meanwhile, back in the room, my mate insisted that owning a Porsche is going to get him a lot more sex. Anybody agree with that? No. Thank fuck. My own experience tells me that it's wrong. Because when I was a young man, I had a Citroen 2CV. Anyone remember any of them?
Yes.
Yeah. Quite possibly one of the worst cars ever made. I liked it, and that car, for me, was a sexual metaphor for how I was, because it was kind of successful with the hippie girls of the Straight Valleys in the 1980s. Back then, not now. Because that car, like me, was quirky, weird looking, slow, but it would get you there in the end. And I traded it in. I got an MG sports car, and I thought this will be brilliant for pulling girls. No. That car attracted men who wear motor racing jackets. Jackets that say Castrol, SO, motor, whatever. They really weren't my sexual thing, which I think I probably was a mistake. I should have given them the opportunity, because they could easily have been really considerate lovers. After all, they were wearing jackets advertising their favourite lube. I traded in the MG, I got another shit car, and I met the woman who became my wife. We've been together a long, long time, pretty much since I was 18, and throughout our relationship, the music that I'm into is how we make love. Let me explain. When we first got together, I was really into punk, and when we fucked, it was like a punk song. It was fast, energetic, vigorous. Lasted about 2 minutes. Quite a lot of spitting. And then I got into metal. And when we fucked, it was like metal. Lots of leather, lots of studs, lots of... Yeah, mixed reaction to that one. Sometime, yeah, exactly, yeah. Finger and fudge.
you've only got one in the pink, one in the stick. She's two in the pink, one in the stick.
Yes.
Amy, what's your number?
I'll send it to you later.
Cheers.
I realise that sexually you are correct. And this is metal. That's sex. That's Vulcans. That's ducks or swans or something. For the sake of a comedic structure, this is the sexual technique that I used. And the gag split the audience, the technique split my life. But despite this appalling technique, she decided I was the one. I always knew she was the one, but she decided I was the one, and we got married, and we had children. And it was the best time of my life. It was brilliant, but the sex was truly fucking awful. Because I got into prog rock, progressive rock music, and when we fucked, it was just like prog rock. Not nice to listen to. Frankly, went on far too long. And always needed a very long solo to finish. Ladies and gentlemen, how kind of fuck was this one? My wife and I, we've rediscovered the love, we've rediscovered the passion, we have rediscovered 90s warehouse rave. Because Sex Ed 56 is just like 90s warehouse rave. Only happens on a Saturday night, often cancelled at very short notice. Although not usually by a fleet of police vans. But fuck it, a kink's a kink. Sex at 56 is mostly like 90s warehouse rave, because nothing really happens until the pills kick in. I've been that Roseblade, you are gorgeous, I fucking love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the incredible Matt Roseblade bringing your evening to a close. So, we would normally be here on the first Sunday of the month, but for those of you that own a calendar, that would have made it the 1st of January. And I said, Chloe, can we do a comedy show on the 1st of January? And Chloe said, go and fuck yourself, Blair. So we're going to be back here on the 8th of January, so the second Sunday of the month for a change, and we'll be back at the Four Horsemen at the last Sunday of the month. So please come and see us soon. You've had a great night tonight. Your acts have been Callum Blades, That Twat, Sean Hodgson, Geordie Jeff, Matt Roseblade, and I, as ever, have been your humble servant, Glenn Braley. Anyone that doesn't follow me on socials, I will leave a stack of cards over there. Look up my name and the word comedy, and you will find me. But we'll see you here on the 8th of January. Good night!
I'd like to do this on a